السلام عليكم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين. I can only thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for this opportunity to be amongst my brothers and sisters. Thank the committee of UniSeminar for their dedication and hard work. And I can only thank my dear brother Muhammad for his introduction. If it represents anything, it represents the purity of his heart and the hearts of other brothers and sisters. I was asked to speak about how to be an ambassador of faith. Before I go into the details of how to do that, I would like to remind you to make use of every single minute in today's seminar. It is actually a special opportunity for all of us to listen for advice. Now, ideally, this seminar should have happened maybe in September, October 2007, at the beginning of the academic year. But I think having already spent a few months at university, the freshers amongst us here will be able to relate to today's advice even better. Sometimes you feel, if you can't relate to the university environment, if it's your first week and people are bombarding you with advice and leaflets and books, you feel overwhelmed and you don't really take any of it. But alhamdulillah, most of you have been a few months at university, so inshallah you will relate to this advice even better. University is a special environment, a special stage in our lives, as my dear brother Muhammad has already highlighted. What's special about it is the time and the people. At university you actually have time to talk to others, to read, to mix. I can only tell you, in a few years' time you'll start working, full-time job, responsibilities. You won't have the same amount of time dedicated to learning about others. So you have the time now, and it's an environment where you will meet a lot of people from different backgrounds. And if whatever my dear Abu Muhammad said about us being ambassadors of faith is true, is all due to me meeting the right people at university. You'll be surprised how much I learned from the people I actually talk to, from the people who actually attend the talks that I give or the workshops that I hold. I actually learn from them, sometimes more than they learn from me, if they learn anything anyway. So time and people is what's special about university environments. Now, I'm not tending to cover the details of how to get involved in da'wah, student activism, politics, because respected speakers will cover them in future talks and workshops. I will simply talk about the practicalities of how to do that, especially the practicalities around that unique community or unique environment that already exists at university. You call it AhlulBayt Society, call it Islamic Awareness Society, those different societies at different universities across London and in other universities across Britain. My talk, the next 20 minutes or so, will be dedicated to speak about these communities or these mini environments. For us to be ambassadors of faith, we need to really understand this faith. We need to study this religion. And at university, we should set ourselves two main targets: to get a respected degree, to be high achievers in the academic side, and to actually receive some evidence-based, structured education about Islam, you will never have a similar chance in your life. Those 3, 4, 5 years are truly a unique opportunity. It is only those who knew it right at the beginning managed to make use of it. Those who realized that this is actually about to end in their 3rd year or 4th year, they couldn't do anything. So plan ahead. Get into university, 2 targets: academic achievement and structured, evidence-based Islamic education. And I advise you to, as a university student, to think of the aim, think of the future. Don't dwell too much into the barriers. Now I know you probably say it's very easy for him because he's a graduate and he's, he finishes 9-to-5 job and he's got no coursework, no exams. If you want to get over these exams and maintain that future vision, then think of exams as barriers rather than the aim itself. You want to pass this exam. Don't think like that, because you will concentrate too much about the barrier itself. Think of what you want to be, the outcome of the course. It will help you to view all these exams and dissertations and projects simply as barriers. If you see the outcome, it will be much easier. At least he says easier. But trust me, from experience, this is the only way you can survive. Which brings me to the first priority of AhlulBayt societies. Just to give you a background about them. And for those who were involved many years ago, this is a reminder. We should always sit down and assess our activities over the last few years so we can move ahead. AhlulBayt societies were formed because of the lack of the opportunity for the followers of AhlulBayt to contribute through the natural channel of the Islamic societies. So AhlulBayt societies, or the Islamic Awareness Society at George's, or Salam Society at Sawas, these different names, were formed as an exception. Normally, you're a Muslim student, you get into university, you want to learn about Islam, you want to have an impact at university, you should ideally go through the Islamic society. You need to know this, brothers and sisters. You need to know this, that AhlulBayt societies were formed as an exception. When we could not achieve our full potential through the Islamic societies, we chose to form other societies. You probably say, Mr. Speaker, it's been many years now. It's not going to go back to the old days of one society. So why are you reminding us? Because we need to remember that this is an exception. AhlulBayt societies are an exception. We should all be members of the Islamic societies and achieve our full potential through the Islamic societies. I'm not asking you now to go and beg the ISOC committee to allow you to hold events. No. I'm trying to remind you that as Muslims, the natural and the normal channel for you is the Islamic society. If you can't achieve your full potential through the ISOC, you choose to form another society. And names aren't important, really. You can call it whatever you want to call it. But we all know what the aim behind it is. So they were formed as an exception for the Muslims, students, the followers of AhlulBayt. When they were formed, the priority of these societies were to use the platform to make our voices heard. And most of these programs at the beginning were all to do with issues between the Sunni Muslims and the Shia Muslims. So all the lectures or the seminars, you bring external speakers, you hold discussion circles, most of them are regarding points of differences. Let's just talk about Ghadir, talk about Karbala, talk about Wilaya of AhlulBayt. But over the years we realized that this is actually not the right way to do it. Our first and main priority at these societies, AhlulBayt societies, most of them are called, are to look after the well-being of our members. Pretty much you have these details in the leaflet, in the package. The main priority behind these societies that are formed now, the main priority is to look after the well-being of the members of the AhlulBayt societies. Mr. Speaker, I thought you were meant to talk about how to be ambassadors of faith. And I spent the last 10 minutes talking about AhlulBayt societies and us being and the well-being. I repeat, the main priority of AhlulBayt societies should be to look after the well-being of the members. Why? Because if you want to be an ambassador of faith, the first step to do that is to know about this faith, to learn about this religion. I've already mentioned that. And how do you want to do that? Do you want to sit down and read a book? You can. But how about if I tell you that at university you're not actually on your own? You're not on your own. It's a group of students who share something in common with you. They share this religion and they share the vision. If I want to tell you this, there is a small community, there's a small society of other students who want to do the same, would you prefer to join them and do a structural learning or learn on your own? One of the key points that I want you to leave today, brothers and sisters, is that at university, remember, you are not on your own. You are not on your own. There are others who share this vision and share this common aim with you guys. So the main priority of AhlulBayt societies are to look after the well-being of their members. And the first point is to form that network that my dear brother Muhammad has already highlighted. Form that network. Get together. Get together with those people who share the same vision. What is that vision? Islam. Is Islam just a collection of rituals? Ibadat? No. That vision, that Islam is our path to perfection, self-development, community development, global development. Over the next 3 years, you will have other people sharing this vision with you at university. Get to meet them. Get to meet them under this umbrella of AhlulBayt societies. Sit down with them. Make friends with them. Develop that program of structured learning about Islam, about this faith, if you want to be an ambassador of this faith. Have this network. This network, what brings people together under this umbrella is not necessarily the same course. And by the way, we're still at the first point of the priority of AhlulBayt societies. The network is not formed on the basis that you share the same course or you share the same ethnic background. This network is formed on the basis that you share this vision. You have Islam, you have a living leader, Imam al-Mahdi salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhi. You have a mission, you have an aim to improve yourself, to develop your family, the people around you, and eventually the whole world into perfection under the leadership of this Imam. So get together at this society and form this network and get the support. Get that structured learning process. And if you want to be an ambassador of faith, apart from this structured evidence-based program about learning in Islam, about Islam at university, you need to develop communication skills. And communication skills, you will develop them if you sit down with these students who share the same vision with you, the same aim with you. Sit together, talk about it, talk about each your experience, and develop it. And through this network, it sounds that the speaker is trying to encourage us all just to perform da'wah. And I know the title says Ambassador of Faith, and most of it is, you probably related to it as a da'wah process. Actually, this network is not just about da'wah. When I said the well-being, I'm trying to stress on the well-being of the members. Brothers and sisters, it's a failure. It would be, la samahallah, a failure that AhlulBayt societies hold beautiful events and seminars and workshops for our brothers, for our fellow citizens in this country, and guess what? Some of their members have family problems, are struggling with their courses, aren't really coping, they're about to drop the course because of their personal backgrounds. It's a failure, brothers and sisters. We shouldn't be really opening our doors to perform da'wah while our members are failing because they don't have any network of friends. No one is supporting them in their marital problems, in their parental problems. It would be a failure. And if you're a fresher and starting now, make sure you plan the next 3 years of your life around this. I'm going to look after the well-being of my brothers and sisters, whether they're Shias or Sunnis, members of AhlulBayt societies. I'm going to have this small gathering once every 2 weeks. So it's over lunch. We're going to talk about Karbala, global warming, July the 7th, water shortage in Africa, regardless. But at the same time, I'm going to make sure that every single member of APSOC has a group of friends around them. I'm going to make sure that no one is left alone. No one feels lonely. No one will need to approach me for advice. I will be there for them. Every single one of us does that. Will cover the whole of that small community. Well-being of the members. I spent the last 10 minutes talking about it because I feel if you're going to be the ambassador of faith, you're going to have to form this mini environment at university, which its main priority is the well-being of the members. Yes, a structured program to study Islam, evidence-based. At the same time, I want to know that all my members are well supported. If they want help with coursework, I'm there. I'll put them in link with those who know about it. If they want to help with advice about their brothers, their sisters, their families, I will be there for them. So the well-being of the members. Second priority of AhlulBayt societies would be to hold these seminars, which everyone is enthusiastic about them. Events. Right? Everyone thinks this is the main aim. I hope after today's seminar you won't think this is actually the main aim. You won't spend most of your time at university planning events, big events. You will spend most of the time to develop that network with the members of AhlulBayt societies, Shias or Sunnis, it doesn't matter. So you look after the members have got a very good unit, they are learning about Islam, you have a program, you have external speakers, you have book discussion groups, you do whatever you want. Then comes a stage when you say, actually, shall we hold an event, a seminar once every 2 months, once every month? Okay, let's do it. 2 points about this seminar, or this lecture that you're about to organize. Number one, the topic, brothers and sisters, should be common to Muslims and non-Muslims. The 2001 census in Britain showed that Muslims are only 3% of this population, the United Kingdom's population. Yes, it will change in 2011. But you need to remember that 97% of the people around you aren't Muslims. So to have an event titled Ghadir at Imperial or GKT or Queen Mary's or Bradford University is not going to attract the 97% of the population. It's not. Yes, within the talk you may want to address the issue of Ghadir, the issue of AhlulBayt salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhim. But the title, the topic, you want to get people into this. You want to attract the non-Muslims and the Muslims as well. A topic that's common to them. Second point about this seminar or this event, apart from the choice of the topic or subject, is to know how to get people. Send emails, print flyers, but I'll tell you a simple advice. If you have a strong unit at AhlulBayt Society, and each one of you promises to bring 5 of their friends, Shia, Sunnis, non-Muslims, I don't care, then you can easily get 60 people into the room. Flyers and emails and posters, yes, you want to attract people on the campus, people who you don't know. But your main priority is your friends. Your friends. Your Muslim and non-Muslim friends at university. So this seminar or this lecture or this program that you're organizing, you want your friends to benefit from it. So guess what? Just bring your friends. Just tell them, let's go Thursday, 5:30, let's go to the lecture theatre. 5 of you. There's some food, there's a 20 minutes presentation. They'll come. From my limited experience at St. George's, one day we wanted to have a charity dinner. We assigned the duty of spreading the message about it to 1 or 2 people. And in fact, I know for a fact that's actually one guy who managed to bring 120 people into the room. Half of them were non-Muslims. Because he went around, he's a very good brother with his social skills. He went to his friends, 10 of them, he said, guys, let's sell this tickets, £5, it's a charity. He convinced them, they got, everyone, single one of them got few, and then 120 people. So bring your friends. 2 points about the seminars, which should be your second priority at university, not the first priority. Choose a good topic, common to Muslims and non-Muslims. And secondly, bring your friends into the event, then print out leaflets, flyers, have posters, send emails. Third priority of AhlulBayt societies are to actually change the style, brothers and sisters. Change the style. It's not all about lectures. Trust me, it's not all about lectures. You'll have it in the printed there. The third priority of AhlulBayt is to have these events or occasions, just like a once a week lunch, a picnic, a workshop, in which you bring Muslims, non-Muslims together, Shia, Sunnis, and interact and talk. Have a, you can bring people on a Wednesday just before everyone disappears to go to sport. Bring them together, not necessarily to lecture theatre, just a small room. Let's say today we're going to watch one movie on YouTube. Put the video on. Everyone's having their lunch. 5-10 minutes. End it. Have a discussion. Build that network. Have them to contribute. Have them to see you as a community that's open to them. Non-Muslims, brothers and sisters, non-Muslims think that we are actually arrogant, the Muslims, because we don't mix with them. We don't go to their events. They don't come to our events. We just stick together. They actually, if you talk to them, they'll say, actually, you guys are arrogant. You look down on us. You think you're better than us. It's amazing, isn't it? The religion of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the humble man, the humility that's shown in Islam to human beings, it's a completely different picture on the campus. People think that we don't like them. So make sure you open up this AhlulBayt society to others. Bring people together. And on this third point about bringing people together, you can either organize this event to bring people together, or actually go to events that's already been organized. The first event that gets organized by others on weekly basis is something called Friday prayer. Can I please tell my brothers and sisters at university to attend the Friday prayer? Can I just remind you about the history of APSOCs? I said right at the beginning, we formed AhlulBayt societies because we couldn't achieve our full potential through the ISOC. If we can, then we'll freeze AhlulBayt society and we'll hold all this under the Islamic society. Don't beg. Don't beg. Ask. Give a proposal. I want to hold this event. If you don't agree, I've got already a society ready for me. But all I want is to form unity. If you have events that are already organized to improve this bond, attend them. And the first of them is Friday prayer. If you don't want people to attack Islam in Friday prayer, because they do, they attack Islam within the Friday prayer, go to the Friday prayer. Make sure people see you there. So if you have a point to make, you're not an outsider, you're an insider. You're a member of this ummah. There's a tendency within the followers of AhlulBayt to digress, to herd together, leaving the mainstream Muslim ummah. Because we think we're not so welcome there, you know. People attack us, people talk about us, so let's just stick together. And guess what? Isolation, lack of communication contributes to what? More stereotyping, more hostility. And that hostility, if you think it's all about brotherhood and not getting together on Imperial College, that hostility is contributing to blood in Iraq. People are dying because of the stereotype and the hostility. So don't think, well, if I don't mix with the ISOC, what's going to happen? They're going to grow up as Muslims, I'm going to grow up as a Muslim. They have their events, I'll have my events. It's not going to happen. If you do that, in generations to come, there will be bloodshed. And Iraq is just one example. Pakistan is another example. Calculate, think ahead. Have a value to your actions. Be part of the main Muslim ummah. Join the Muslims. Join the Muslims confident. Confident of your knowledge. I'm not on my own. I've got a whole society behind me. I'm there because with my brothers, I'm going to clear the stereotype. I'm going to improve the communication skills. I'm going to be with them. I'm going to change the stereotype about the followers of AhlulBayt by being with them. And the majority of them are nice and kind. The majority of our Sunni brothers are nice and kind. Even if they don't necessarily support your event, support your understanding of Islam, but they're good people. Most people are good. So don't generalize, just because one member of the ISOC committee is an extremist and closed-minded, don't generalize that on the whole society or the whole Muslim ummah. Go to Hajj. Go to Hajj and see how many Muslims are there. They don't differentiate between Sunnis and Shias. They welcome everyone as a brother. Open your eyes, brothers and sisters. Open your eyes. You are part of an ummah. So this is the third priority of AhlulBayt society. I can only remind you and make a summary of today's talk that if you want to be an ambassador of faith, you're going to have to make use of university environments. University environment is special is because you have time to do it, and you have the people around you to meet and learn from. Myself have learned a great deal of my brothers and sisters at university. To become an ambassador of faith, you need to learn about this knowledge. You need to learn about the knowledge of Islam through a structured, well-presented, evidence-based program. To develop this program, you're not on your own. There is a whole society called AhlulBayt Society, Islamic Awareness Society, call it whatever you want, at your campus. The society was formed as an exception, but it's to make life easier for you and not to waste your efforts. The main priority of this society, this small community, is to look after the well-being of their members, Shias, Sunnis and non-Muslims. Looking after them by making sure they're well supported in their academic achievements, their academic programs, and well supported in terms of that structured program about learning about Islam, well supported in their family problems, social problems. Once that is achieved, and once every single member is happy, then you can move on to the second priority of AhlulBayt Society. That is to have seminars. The two key features, 2 key points about the seminar is the choice of topic. You need to choose a topic that's common to Muslims and non-Muslims. Secondly, you need to bring your friends into this lecture or this program. Then distribute files for others. The third priority is to have these little events, once a week lunch, workshops, in which you bring people, change the style of your activities, in which you bring people together, Muslims, non-Muslims, Sunnis, Shias, to help them to feel that AhlulBayt society is welcoming, to develop that community spirit, to help others before they ask you for help, to show that you're actually there. Do not aim to convert Sunnis into Shias. Do not aim to convert non-Muslims to Muslims. Because guess what? If you go and approach your friend with a book and you say, guess what? The reference says Imam Ali or 12 Imams, they will feel threatened by this. We don't have a hidden agenda, by the way. We have a vision that Islam wants to develop this world into a better world. Our vision is that Imam al-Mahdi sallallahu wasallam alayhi shall make this place, this world, a happier place. We want everyone to be smiling. We want everyone to feel happy. Whether they become Muslims, whether they become Shia Muslims, I don't care. Because labels do not matter. You have little knowledge, you have little goodness, you have some solutions, share them with them. Say, I can help you with this. If you want to join me, become a Muslim, it doesn't matter. Stay as you are. But I've got some answers for you. I've got some solutions for you. So don't aim to convert people. Just make your aim from this community spirit to leave university having 5 non-Muslim friends who will defend you behind your back. Wallah, if we all make this, then the people who are going to rule this country in a few years will know Islam as much as you do. Because over 3 years, if you plan that on your phone book there will be 5, 6, 7 names, non-Muslim friends, who they know me as a friend. They've asked me for help, I was there for them. I explained Islam for them, not that I want to convert them, but just to share the knowledge with them. They will leave university remembering you. And they remember the true Islam. And then when they come to run this country, they will remember you. They won't believe the media, because they say we spent actually 3 years with that sister, with this brother, and we know what Islam is all about. So well-being of the members, events that's common to non-Muslims and Muslims, bring people together through these workshops or lunch or any little gatherings, have a network of non-Muslims and Muslims around you, go to the Friday prayer, make sure you show yourself that you're part of the main Muslim Ummah, and if you do all that, with my little knowledge I can tell you, you will be an excellent ambassador of faith. How can you carry on? Well, you can join organizations for young professionals like the Islamic Awareness Society, but I would stress on keeping a link with the students. I still have contact with St. George's University students. I graduated from there, and geographically I work near that area anyway. And there is a small council that's undergoing some change at the moment for the people who are active at university to be able to kind of channel in their experience. I guess your question is about practically how to do it, either young professional organizations or actually by maintaining the link. And I'm sure if you're 4th year or 5th year and you're about to graduate, you have friends from all the way from your year down to the 1st year. Please don't leave them when you finish the course. Your presence will provide confidence to them, and I'm not redirecting my answer to the sister who've asked this. I'm actually directing the answer to the freshers. Make sure that every single year below you, they know you actually. They know that you exist, and you're more than happy to assist them. So once you leave, You have all their phone numbers, whether they're formally they will actually come to get you if they need you, or informally they know that you are there. If you plan it ahead as a fresher, then you will always be in contact with them. So one day I expect you guys to stand here and present your experience, because over the next 3 years your experience will change, and I'll be inshallah sitting there listening to you and about how we further can improve the student's life that others are about to lead. So maintain the link. Plus it gets you out of your job, which sometimes it can be quite repetitive and boring. So if you come to university and see the students, it brings you back to life.